Hey, it's Tyke. Hope the lighting's okay. It's a pretty light bulb, so I can't shine it in my face, so I have to dim it down a bit. This is my second attempt for part 1. Part 2 I've posted already. Been fighting with, what do you call it, editing software because I was initially too long, so I thought, well, I should learn how to use that stuff, and then it went into the wrong format. It was just a bit of a pain in the arse. I'll learn it down the road, but right now I just wanted to get this over and done with. Really hoping my dog doesn't park in the middle. Anyway, yeah, he wants to go out as soon as I start talking, the wee bugger. Anyway, this is about my second visit to the Aberdeen psych, and wasn't a particularly fun experience. I have to say the Glasgow guy was really approachable and nice. This guy was very empirical. When I went into the room, if you hear funny noises, my dog's scratching and stuff over there. But anyway, I walked into the room and he just kind of sat there and said nothing. And I looked at him. Oh yeah, first thing was he gave me the manly handshake, which is, you know, bone crushing. I'm all for firm handshakes, but I'm not for someone trying to be so firm they're trying to be the dominant one. I actually think that's quite rude. Some people think it's manly, but you don't squash people you've never met, and he's a bloody psych guy, so, you know, if he has to dominate all his patients, he's a plonker. Anyway, I crushed back, and I also touched his pressure point for diarrhea, just, you know, because that's what I do when people do that to me. I said to him, I'm like, what do you want me to say? Because he was just like, start, why are you here? And, well, he knows why I'm there. And so I said, you know, I want to transition. I want to start tea. You know, I want the various surgeries and such like. And he really was a brick wall, blank slate. He acted ignorant. When I said tea, he acted like he didn't know what that was. When I said that I wanted top surgery, he was like, top surgery, what's that? So it wasn't a good experience. I mean, I was looking at him going, are you being a devil's advocate, or are you trying to make sure I know what I'm talking about? I really was trying to figure him out, but I just found it to be a bit annoying. But at least I have a second opinion. I mean, he actually tried to talk me out of it, and since he's not really willing to ask questions or know about me, you know, when I told him I'd been a butch dyke for over 20 years, he was like, well, why don't you just stay that way? And I said, because I'm not. I've always felt male, you know, which I'd already earlier told him. So he was just an annoying git. So I don't know. Like I say, I don't have to stick with the Aberdeen people. I was told in Glasgow that if I didn't like Aberdeen, I could go out with the Grampian NHS zone. So I'll just wait and see. The other shrink's a lady, and I have to talk to her, and then they talk to each other, and then I'm given the tea go ahead. And he also made it seem like he made the decision, whereas when I talked to the Glasgow guy, he actually said, well, it is your choice, it is your decision if you've decided you want to do this. We just make sure you're okay to do it. Whereas this guy was very authoritarian in his approach to talking to me. Real pain in the arse. A bit tight-lipped about it. Other news is I got a letter from the NHS talking about they found out that I was seeking compensation for the whole neck thing. It's fair enough, because it's at work injury. I've been stuck in statutory sick pay, which is anybody that's been in statutory sick pay, it's like, what, a third of your normal wages. So I had told them in the interview about my back injuries, and I had told them in my medical disclosure forms, and I was still put out to work, and I was telling them that the jobs that I was doing was causing me discomfort. So as far as I'm concerned, I have every right to that compensation because I was honest and forthright, medicated, sorry. But the NHS, they want to charge my work's insurance company for my treatment. This is what the letter says. We want to claim the cost of your treatment from the company you work for. And I was just like, cheeky bastards, I haven't had any treatment. I bought this. The ones that they have are absolute shit. I've actually, they rash on, pity party. Just really uncomfortable stuff. I think it's probably worn for whiplash when you should only have it on for a couple of days, but 8 months of wearing those. So, cheeky bugger's ass. As soon as I get that in the mail, as soon as that gets to the office, I'm pretty sure suddenly I'm going to get a surgery date, which I think is rude as hell. So I have actually compiled and sent complaint letters to the Director of Public Health in the Grampian area and to the Ombudsman for Grampian area health. So that's an independent ombudsman who will be impartial as well, and I let the Director of Public Health know that a copy was sent to an ombudsman, so hopefully they'll get their asses in gear. I don't want to overlap what I said in the second part, because that's more fresh in my mind now, what I was supposed to say in this one, but the initial part was about my unpleasant shrink experience and the fact that it was pretty much your stereotypical, if you haven't imagined going to a shrink, that's it, and it was unpleasant. So I'm glad my first experience was okay, because the guy could at least laugh at my jokes. But that's that. Thanks for listening. Cheers.